Do you think home ownership is impossible because you're single and have one income? Well, watch this.
Hello, and welcome to our Monday Market Update. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe and share. We talked to a lot of people who are single income earners and they feel like maybe they can't buy a house because it's just them. And while that is daunting and we completely respect that, we've recently heard a statistic that was really cool to us that more single women across the country are homeowners than single men. And that was just kind of a mind blowing statistic.
Yeah,
And
there
I
was a lot of posting on social media about that fact. And, I think a lot of us who are female identifying were like, go team. But the reality is, we don't really care if you're a woman or a man or non binary or whatever. We just want you to take away the message of empowerment, which is if you have a single income, it is possible to own a home. And I think a
yeah,
lot of people don't feel that way when they're on their own.
yeah. I mean, we've helped a ton of buyers that are single income earners, even with families who only have one single income. We really feel passionate about empowering you all to do it because it is doable. And this may not feel like it, but the great thing about Portland is that we are the cheapest West Coast city. So there are a lot of homes under 400,000 that are really affordable. And where else in the country can you get a home for under 400? Or I'm sorry, where else in the West Coast can you get a home, a single family home even for under 400,000? I
Yeah, you're
think
not going to
that's
get
the
that in the
biggest
Bay.
thing.
You're not going to get that in the Bay Area. You're not going to get that in Seattle. And Michelle, I don't know if you know this statistic about Portland, but Portland is the metro area in the United States with the highest percentage of unmarried individuals.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I
Good to
mean,
see that.
following that train of logic, there are probably a lot of single income earners
Mhm.
in our metro area. So, what's stopping you from getting into a home? Well, a lot of times people don't want to take the first step and talk with a lender. But talking with a lender will really help you get a handle on your finances. It is not necessary to have 20% down anymore. There are also assistance programs to help you with that down payment if the lump sum upfront is what you're struggling with. But again, you won't know what you can afford. And if you don't talk to a lender or someone like us to set you up with a lender first.
Exactly. We have great lenders and they'll set you up on a plan. And remember, you don't need to have 20% down to buy a home. You can have as little as 3% down. And I think that that is a big misconception with a general population is that you have to have that. Obviously, the more you put down, the cheaper your monthly payment's going to be. However, it's a starting point. And I think that that is something to remember because the next house you could put 20% down, right? Like just getting your
Absolutely.
foot in the door. And there's also so many options right now for negotiating with the sellers to get a buy down credit. So your interest rate is lower. There's a lot of options. So reach out to us and we can help you with that.
Yeah, and speaking of taking steps toward home ownership, a lot of people, when they are on a single income and their dream is a single family home, it seems really hard to go from renting to that single family home. But there is the intermediary step of buying a condo to get that sort of foot in the door in the market, as you're talking about, which will then help with the purchase of a single family home later on.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a separate video on all about condos. In fact, we have in the past, and we will again. I think a lot of people don't think about condos because there's the HOA. Oh my gosh, the homeowners association. Yeah, they can be a little bit spendy, but you have to remember that there's trade-offs with that. Like they cover the exterior maintenance, they cover some utilities in most cases. So let's take a deeper dive into that if you are really wanting to start build your wealth and get into a condo as the stepping stone into the dream house. So yeah, I think the bottom line here is that this is doable. Like
Yes, it is.
it's kind of empowering to think about how doable it is. And
Right. And the thing is, I think speaking as a single income earner, a lot of times when you're doing everything on your own financially, it does feel very daunting and overwhelming. But like many things, if you break it down into achievable steps with someone who knows what they're doing, who can show you how to get from one step to another, it does become completely attainable. So the first step would be reaching out to someone like us or a trusted lender to really take a look at what your monthly payments are and what you could qualify for and what you would be comfortable paying to make sure that it is a good option for you.
Right. You don't know until you know. So
Don't know until you know.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to please like and subscribe and share, and also ask away whatever you want to know. Let's talk about it. Thank you again. Have a great week, everyone.